right arm virtually clamped to the side of his body. Alex Wallow suggesting, and I think quite accurately, that the shoulder has been damaged in some way. Tyrell on a few occasions has thrown the right hand, but for the most part, he's been fighting a one-handed fight and scoring heavily to lead Jeff Sims. Sims is a very dangerous puncher, however.
In the last round, Tyrell's the right side was so bad that he couldn't even hold it up the last half of the round. At least he's got it up by his chin right now. Jeff Sims, once again, is just staying too much on the outside. He should be stepping in, stepping up, getting close to Biggs, getting in range to throw his punches. Instead, he's staying on the outside trying to win a jabbing contest.
Tyrell's left eye is starting to close up, though. There's a big mouth under Biggs' left eye, and it may be beginning to affect his vision.
And, of course, the left eye is the one that's absolutely crucial to him because the right side, he's not using that side anyway.
He'll have to turn to a more open stance to see with the right eye if the left one closes.
Which decreases his effectiveness with the left.
Which is, at this point, the only punch he has. There's a good look at Biggs' eye. Watching there, another of Tyrell Biggs' Olympic teammates, Evander Holyfield, now campaigning as a cruiserweight and already ranked in the top 10. Will be appearing here on ABC's Budweiser Professional Boxing in 2 weeks against Ricky Parkin.
And you saw the concern on Evander Holyfield's face. Those 1984 that 1984 U.S. team was very much a team, and they really do pull for each other in their professional careers.
And Biggs was one of the leaders of the group. An intelligent young man, grew up in Philadelphia. His father used to take him to fights when he was a boy. He was a basketball player, became a boxing fan, and then a boxer.
This is a little bit more the style I think Biggs should employ. Not the bouncing at the beginning of the last round. Just a little bit of movement. Just enough to confuse Sims, to not allow him to plant his feet and let his hands go. He just has to keep it up.
One of the slowest rounds in the fight so far. Jeff Sims trying to apply more pressure to an increasingly physically damaged Tyrell Biggs, who still leads the fight.
We're not a company, but we
are back live. Round 8 begins in Reno, Nevada. Again, the doctors stood and oversaw the activity in Tyrell Biggs' corner between rounds. Again, no action was taken, and none at this point would appear necessary. Biggs is holding on quite well.
Whatever the outcome of this fight, Tyrell Biggs has demonstrated to the doubters that he does have heart, that he has the heart necessary to go on in this division and be competitive. He has fought a hard-punching opponent with one arm and conducted himself very, very well. He could have quit. He might have even tried at one moment or in the early rounds to tell his corner, but they wouldn't let him. And they told him that they believed in him, and he believes in himself enough to be out there really dominating the fight.
Fascinating that it's happened at a point when you suggested that Tyrell might be undergoing a crisis of confidence against Sims, who is a wacky personality, a little bit wild and unpredictable. Tried to pick a fight with Leon Spinks after a press conference here the other day. There is a cultural difference. Biggs grew up in a relatively settled environment in Philadelphia. Sims is the product of a migrant labor background from one of the poorest towns in the USA, Belglade, Florida. Spent some time in prison. Incidentally, stick with us at the end of Budweiser Professional Boxing. Coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, dirt bikes and road racing's best in the Super Bikers from Carlsbad, California, plus the breathtaking International Toboggan Cresta Championship from San Moritz, Switzerland, all next on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
You're exactly right, Jim, that it is interesting that he is showing this kind of heart, this kind of courage, this kind of stamina in a fight which he came into undergoing, as we described it, a crisis in confidence, a lack of belief in himself and his own abilities. And if he comes through this all right, and if he heals properly, I think it'll be a turning point fight for him. Doesn't mean that he'll go in a straight line or send to the heavyweight championship of the world, but every little bit increases his ability to stand